I'm just gonna make some lunch. I'm gonna bring it outside because it's such a beautiful day. But I am gonna try and challenge, no, I'm gonna challenge having 2 different carbs in one meal. So let's make some lunch. I think for me, I'm probably gonna do like a whole separate video on this because it's a huge topic. But I think for me, one of the hardest things within recovery has been learning to surrender to my body. Because for so long there's been such a huge disconnect between the mind and the body, distrust, based on years of suppressing my natural body weight, suppressing my hunger and fullness cues, suppressing all of these biological functions. And so the body has developed a distrust of the mind. The mind has also, and I'm talking about my mind and my body, my mind has developed a distrust towards my body. So one of the things that I've been working on is trying to reconcile that disconnect that I've created, and not yet listen to my body, but start to trust my body. I really want to trust that my body knows what it's doing, and that it just wants the best for me, ultimately. And so yeah. So on that note, I feel like it's just extremely hard for me to, because I've been suppressing my body weight for so long, it's just so hard for me to know and trust my body and know that, whatever it wants to do, that's just where it wants to go. And I have to keep reminding myself that my body only wants the best for me. It's not gonna, make me obese for forever, or, it doesn't even want me to be unhealthy at all. It just wants me to survive. And constantly reminding myself that if I feel hungry, if I feel a sensation, then that's valid. It's doing that for a reason. There's some reason that it is asking for food. So I'm trying to keep that in mind and just know that I'm not going to keep gaining weight forever, probably. And that's, one of the hardest parts of this all is the weight gain aspect. And I feel like that's something that I've just, it's kind of like a bow and arrow, right? The more you go deeper into this eating disorder, the more you're gonna have to dig yourself out of it, because you've trained your brain so hard at this point. The more that you stay in it, and the more severe it gets, the harder it is to crawl yourself out of this nightmare. So because your beliefs are so real, they feel so real. So for me, that the weight gain is by far the hardest thing, because everything that I do, I fear weight gain. Everything that I eat, I fear will make me gain weight. And I think that taking that first step and that first leap of faith almost into challenging that belief is trying to fear food. Because when I did that the first time, I realized, oh my God, I didn't just gain 50 pounds overnight, for some, the fear made me want to believe, or my mind made me want to believe, and it's just wrong. So I think stepping into the unknown and the fear, no matter how scared you are, is so important, because that's the only way that you're going to challenge this, and that's the only way that you're going to realize that it's not based on any facts. And even if you do, my neighbor's looking at me. Oh my God, that's so embarrassing. Anyways, even if you do gain weight, which you probably are. That's the whole point, right? That's why you have to get over the fear that underlies everything, all the behaviors. I feel like I've built it in my head to be this horrible, horrible thing that if I gain weight, then nobody's gonna love me. Hey, so it's actually the next day. My phone storage ran out, so here we are. I think I was talking about how weight gain is the hardest thing, but it's also it's the most necessary part of this whole process, because you can't mentally recover if you're not nutritionally rehabilitated, and because you just can't think straight. One of the things that I find is hard about gaining weight is well, first of all, you got the physical changes, right? You're not used to seeing your body change in certain places, and you're like, oh, I now have, this is new, all this is new, and it's hard to have your eyes adjust to that and your brain to adjust to that. But another thing that I find is really difficult is but knowing that I will still have support even if I'm at a quote-unquote normal weight, because my fear is that once I gain weight, once I'm like at my body's set point weight, that people are just going to be like, okay, you're recovered, like, and then I'm still going to have the eating disorder thoughts. And so that has been, and I voiced that concern to my treatment team, and they understand. So I'm just trying to remind myself that eating disorders don't come in one shape or size or whatever weight, and your weight is just a symptom of your mind, like, and the illness within your mind. And so you learn that gaining weight is bad, and so it's really hard to retrain your brain to know that weight gain, it's just your body working. In a way, it's not good or bad, but it's still, it's hard. Breakfast was really hard this morning, and it just kind of creeps in out of nowhere. You're like, okay, I've been eating this meal for every day now for a long time. Like, why is it hard right now? That just highlights that it's not the meal that's hard. It's how you're thinking about yourself in that moment, or how you're thinking about the food that's hard, that's making it hard. And recognizing that it's not the food itself. For me this morning, it was hard because, I felt guilty about what I ate last night. We need food no matter what we had the night before or the day before or the meal before. You're living in the now. Your body doesn't know, your body doesn't care what it ate yesterday. It's gonna still need the energy that it needs. And just break the fucking cycle, man. Break the cycle. I don't even know where my body's natural set point weight is anymore at this point. I have no clue. So that's really scary. But it's just going back to that whole surrendering thing. Just gotta surrender to the body. Surrender and let it take the reins. Let it take control. I've put on some weight. I've put on, I don't want to say any numbers, but I put on some weight, for sure. And my mind is like, oh, okay, you don't need to gain any more weight. Like, you're fine. But it's like, I can't control that. If my body's going to gain weight, it's going to gain weight. And I don't want to live my life suppressing my natural body weight, because I don't want all the shit that comes with that. The isolating, the feeling horrible and weak, and having literally no life, being a complete zombie, not having any friends, and the mental obsession around food. Like, I don't want to live like that. So, but then again, I feel like, okay, I'm recovered, like, I've gained weight, see, I can do it. But that's my eating disorder talking. Gaining a few pounds does not mean you're recovered. I'm trying to be compassionate to myself and kind to myself and allow myself to take a break. I don't have to be perfect. I'm not going to restrict. I'm not going to use any behaviors. I'm just going to feel what I'm feeling, let it come out, and because this will pass. This feeling will pass. Sorry, this has been all over the place, but I felt like, I don't know, I know I'm probably not the only one feeling this and going through this.